You guys, did you see this last episode of Real Housewives of Potomac? It's a mess. So it started off with Mia and Candiace throwing lettuce at each other. Now, I've been seeing this clip come up on TikTok saying, you know, Mia threw the lettuce first, but no, it was Candiace. Candiace threw like 2 pieces of lettuce at Mia first, and then they had some exchange of words, and then Mia grabbed a lot more lettuce and threw it at her, and then Candiace threw more lettuce at her. Then Candiace is like tipping over some of the table decor. Mia broke one of the porcelain things, and it just went back and forth or whatever. But isn't it interesting to see just how aggressive Miss Candiace can get? Starting with somebody new in the cast who has no history with her, doesn't really know her, and she's already, you know, throwing things at them. It's giving very much she's the aggressor. If you watched last season with the whole thing between her and Monique, now, I'm not saying she started the whole physical thing with her and Monique, but it's just very ironic how we're still seeing how Candiace's mouth not only starts a lot of physical altercations and her action. She's also an aggressor, okay? Because I definitely think that the whole lettuce throwing thing and things getting out of control was Candiace's fault. Like, Candiace was offended that Mia said her video was low budget, and I understand why she was offended by that. Anybody who is investing their time, their money towards a dream or a career, something that they want to do, and somebody else throws heavy shade on it or light shade on it, you're going to be more sensitive towards it, because like that business or whatever means a lot to you. So for me to come in and say like this video is low budget, of course that was going to be a low blow to Candiace. Now with Candiace saying your mama is low budget, Mia took that as a low blow because of Mia's mom's backstory. You know, Candiace doesn't really know Mia's mom and the backstory or anything, but she just threw. A lot of people say, well, your mama. Like, a lot of people use that as a immediate comeback when they can't really think of something else, you know, more shady to say. It's an old, tired comeback. So she just said that, and she didn't realize, like, everybody's like, oh, but do you know about her mom, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, so I was glad that the other girls kind of, like, checked Candiace about that. I was really glad that Giselle and Robin checked Candiace about that, and they held her accountable for when she's wrong, and they were glad that Chris took Candiace outside and spoke to her, because Candiace said that Chris cursed her out, and they were like, and Giselle was like, okay, good. Like, that was like, I was like, yeah, Giselle, thank you for holding Candiace accountable for her actions, because Candiace is out of control. Her mouth is out of control, and it leads to her having these physical actions that become out of control, and she becomes aggressive. So it's just really, it's really making Candiace look bad, especially coming off of a season between a big blow up between her and Monique. You know, and Monique looking like this huge aggressor, but you know, Monique was just the right girl to give it back to her. Honestly, I do feel like Mia needs to stop talking about how much money she makes and, oh, rich girls would understand me, not these broke girls. And she just feels like she's above the rest of them. And the girls have mentioned this before. So I do think Mia needs to chill out with that, because y'all are on a trip. Like, who cares about what you make and you make and you make? And like, who cares who's rich and who's not? Like, you guys are just supposed to be vibing out, having a good time with each other, getting to know some of the new girls more. Like, it's just supposed to be chill, like a safe space. It's not a competition. So I think Mia needs to chill out with that. And I feel like Mia brags about it not only because she worked hard for it, but I do think she brags about it because she came from nothing. You know, I do think that's a huge part of it, and I think she don't even know or realize that. But I have to say this, Chris, I don't know how the heck you are with Candiace. he must have been sent to Candiace by God, because I don't know how he puts up with her tantrums. I don't know how he deals with her being aggressive towards him. I would never, at a dinner table in a public restaurant, one, show my behind like that just because I'm going back and forth with another lady. And then if my husband's trying to pull me out of the room to calm me down, I am like tussling with him, causing more of a scene and yelling. I would never disrespect my husband. Now, I thought that was so disrespectful. A lot of people thought the episode where her and Chris were talking in the restaurant about the manager relationship, that she disrespected him there. I thought this episode was really, really disrespectful towards Chris when they were in the restaurant, because he can't calm her down. He can't really calm her down, and she doesn't watch how she talks to him. She doesn't watch how physical she may get with him. And I'm just like, yo, Chris, and Chris looks done. Like, he just walks out. He looks so over this stuff. Like, Chris looks done. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris decides not to film anymore, but he looks done and over it as far as the group gatherings and his wife getting into it with women and stuff like that. Like, he is over it, because I think Chris is kind of opposite of Candiace. Now, Chris will get crunk. You know, if you push him, he will get crunk, but I feel like he's more calm and more nice and stuff like that. Even his positive comments he said to Ashley, you know, like pregnancy, all that stuff, your new family, it looks really good on you, I'm happy for you. And he had to say that with his wife not present. So, you know, clearly the problem is Candiace. So it's just a lot going on. Now, on the bus, when they were going to the restaurant, I thought it was really cute how Karen and Giselle were kikiing, having a little positive moment. And it does show, like, okay, they were cool at one point, you know. So I thought that was nice to see. But I do have to say that Mia's husband is so inappropriate, and it's disgusting to watch on TV. So him, like, licking at Karen, him with the threesome comments and like last week's episode, not this recent episode, the constant male part comments he always has to throw in. It's just like, we've never seen it before. We've never seen a husband act this way, and I'm over it. Like I think the girls are low-key uncomfortable. As a viewer, I'm uncomfortable, and he needs to go. Mia, please don't bring him on any more trips. Please don't bring him to any dinners. He clearly does not know how to control himself and does not know how to act around people he don't know. Like, if he's around all his friends and they're used to him saying like off the wall comments and all this doing crazy stuff, that's one thing. But if you're in a group of people, you don't even know them, and then he said himself he didn't even want to come on this trip. So why are you acting like this? Like you ain't got no home training? Really? Mia, that's a real bad reflection on you too. Like, what kind of relationship y'all got? Okay? Like, I didn't really care about the whole hoe and pimp kind of comments Candiace was throwing out there. I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, that's an easy read, but it really makes me look at their relationship like, ew. Like, what goes on in y'all household? You know what I mean? Like, what's up with y'all? Because it's just weird. It's just really, really freaking weird to me. Like, how did y'all feel about that? And I think Karen was very disgusted as well. I think she was very disgusted, and I don't think Ray would have appreciated another man looking at her. Please, he done lost his freaking mind. But Candiace and Ashley, they are never gonna get along. They're never going to get along. So they're going back and forth basically about what happened last year with Ashley kind of writing a statement about Candiace and how Candiace is to help Monique's case against Candiace. So honestly, Candiace, with your actions, you're proving people to be right. I mean, if you're going to sit there and call Ashley's husband like kind of like a slave owner or whatever, an overseer, and you're hinting that Ashley's like a slave or whatever. It's just like, really, how much out of pocket stuff is gonna come out of your mouth? Like, because it's like, girl, you wouldn't make it out here on regular streets. Like, no, it's crazy. Like, some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth, and then she'll go and cry on Chris's lap like, I can't let them say whatever they want, but you say whatever you want, low blows and all. You talked about Ashley while she was pregnant. You talked about her physique, her figure, how wide she is, and she had babies, okay? You say whatever you want. Don't matter how hard you go for somebody, but when somebody comes for you, then it's, oh, I gotta go crazy because I can't let them say whatever. And then be mad when they give you that same energy. If you gonna dish it, you gotta take it, mama. And that may be words or it may be physical, because you don't know who you coming for. Like, you don't know Mia. Mia may really take you around back and beat that behind. Like, you don't know who Mia is. You can't come at people crazy. You know, now granted, Mia said something about you first, but mama, it could have been squashed real quick. It could have been squashed real quick. You could have said, I didn't appreciate what you said about my video being low budget. Please don't disrespect me. I won't disrespect you. That's it. It didn't have to go into you talking about her mama. It didn't have to go into you picking up lettuce and throwing it at her and then tossing over the decor on the table. It didn't have to go physical at all. And that just shows how immature you can be and how you just don't have a grasp on your emotions yet when people really like say something to offend you. You know, I would have been offended. I would have been offended too if somebody said my business was low budget or whatever I'm doing is low budget, something that I care about, and they insulted it. I would have been offended too. But sometimes you got to play nice nasty, and you can't get physical, and you can't lose control, because once you lose control, that other person won. You know, Mia won that, especially since you picked up the lettuce first. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. When we get to the reunion, Andy, you better call out Candiace for being aggressive and starting stuff and saying anything out of her mouth and get her together. Because I think she owes the girls an apology, and I think she owes Monique an apology. And I'm done. I'm going to end it just right on there. I hope you guys like this episode of the Housewives of Potomac. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it with a friend who also watches this show. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.